So, Kobe Future, you can start now.
Mingalaba, everyone. Welcome back to our Abhidhamma study class with the Venerable Pinyadika Linkara.
Okay, Kobe Future.
Sorry, my video wouldn't start, but we're back now. And we would like to invite Pandey to open the class with Namo Tassa. Siado, would you like to lead us in saying Namo Tassa, please?
Okay. Let's start our today's class reciting Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo
Tassa
Bhagavato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
You, Sayadaw, for leading us. We will now move on to the next portion of the class, which is our 30-minute segment on the Pāļi pronunciation method. Sayadaw, would you like to begin the lesson? Thank you.
Okay, so let's start our Pāļi pronunciation study, and through the reciting Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Everyone's welcome to class. Now we are going to read the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta there before we recite today's recitation, and I would like to explain some again. So some pronunciation system of Pāļi. So I think we already collected many information about the Pāļi pronunciation, how to pronounce in double consonants, and with the different way of pronunciation, like na or ba, like this. So they have a different way of pronunciation when they are combined with the previous vowel ending in syllables. So here we recite the tanna, because N and H come together without any vowel. That's why N, not na, it becomes na. In Myanmar we call it na. We call ha too. Na and ha coming together, na. So tanna. And po no boika. Here also po is normal pronunciation. P O po. And N O no. But here in connection with the B is the double vowel. B and BH come together. That's why this is double consonants. So followed by the double consonants, no become not a little bit shorter than that. The born no wika. Then none, not become none, followed by the soft sound vowel in the double form. So N and D is double consonants. So nandi raga sahagata. And tattara. So here ta, because the T and R double consonants, so tattara, pinandini, seyatitam, kamatana, bhavatana, vibhavatana, that is. And other place are quite easy. So here, idam kopana bhikkhave dukkha nirodhan ariya sajjang your tatsa here ta become ta. Because S also considered as the hard sound. Hard sound. So tatsa yiwa tanhaya asisa viraga nirodo jago Paṭipatti with dot or without dot. But actually in Myanmar pronunciation not different. But in Pāli system it have a little bit different. That T and with dot T have the different place of arising. But if we talk about the location where the voice come, according to the Pāli, it was a little bit complicated. So now we will skip for that. And so Paṭi, we have to pronounce Paṭi, and Nit become Nate. Nit become Nate. So Paṭi Nit set go. Yeah, set go. Sa instead of sa go, it becomes set go. Then Mut become Mot because of the double T. Mutti Analayo, like this. Okay, so the others quite easy. Then here we have to talk about this one. PE. It represents the Pāla, and the complete form is called Pāla. Pāla means this is the space for the repetition. So space for repetition. In this sutta, we already recited that one, Sammaditthi, etc. The 8 fetters. So Sammaditthi, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vaca, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayamo, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. We already recited. That is why to save the space, this system is used in the Pāli text. So PE, when you see PE, there must be something already recited in the previous parts. So we have to complete Sammaditthi to Samma Samadhi, all the 8 fetters. This is called Pāla. So whenever you see Pāla, you have to check already finished. And okay, so Attangiko Meko then, and here, so before we recite it, better to know how Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is preached. As the Buddha explained about the Four Noble Truths there. The Four Noble Truths, 3 ways of understanding. Here, Idam Dukkha Ariya Sajjang, this is the first Noble Truth. And explanation about the first Noble Truth. And it means to understand truly as it is, as really it is. So this is the understanding of first Noble Truth, Dukkha Sajja. Then understanding the truth is called the Sajja Jnana. Sajja Jnana, this kind of explanation comes Sajja Jnana. Then Tangko Panidam Dukkham Ariya Sajjam Parinyayan. Yeah, Parinyayan. This called the Kicca Jnana, something to be done. So this is Kicca Jnana. So all 4 Noble Truths will come in this way. So firstly, the understanding the Noble Truth, it is called Kicca Jnana. And secondly, Parinyayan, etc. will come the Kicca Jnana. After that, here, Pāla the same Pupi, yeah, from the Pupi, and Nanusuti Sutamesu up to the Uddapadi. So we have to recite them. Recite the Pupi and Nanusuti Sutamesu, Chakung, Uddapadi, Jnana, Uddapadi, etc. So to complete this one, replace the Pāla with the real text when we recite. Then up to Uddapadi. After that, Tangko Panidam Dukkham Ariya Sajjam Parinyatam, this one. So here Parinyayan, here Parinyatam. This means it is already done. So already accomplished. This is called the Katta Jnana. So if you see the translation, this is Noble Truth or suffering And another one, this noble truth or suffering to be fully understood. Prinya is to be fully understood. It shows how to realize. And the last one, Parinyata, has been fully understood. So this is done. In this way, 4 noble truths can be understood in 12 methods. 12 methods. Because each of them has the 3-4 method. 3-4 methods. So noble truth, Kicca Jnana. After that, Katta Jnana, the Satya Jnana first. Satya Jnana, Kicca Jnana, Prinyan, and Prinyadan Katta Jnana. In the same way, it will continue to the second noble truth, Dukkha Samudaya Ariya Satya. This is second noble truth. Understanding second noble truth is Satya Jnana. After that, it continue Paṭipatti. So Paṭipatti is to be abandoned. So this shows the Kicca Jnana. After that, fully has been abandoned. So Pahinandi. This only changes. The other same. Tankopani, Daluka, Samudaya, Ariya, Satchan, like this. If you know this formula of teaching, the formula of understanding, and very easy to remember and easy to recite. So Paṭipatti and Pahinam. Then for the third noble truth, Dukkha Nirodha Kamini, Dukkha Nirodha and Ariya Satchan. This is Satya Jnana. Then Satchikātabban is pronounced that Sachi, because here C and CH come together. Satchikātabban. Satchikātabban is Kicca Jnana. After that, Satchikātan. Satchikātan is Katta Jnana. So Satya Jnana, Kicca Jnana, Katta Jnana. In this way, 3-4 understanding about the Nirodha Satya, the third one. The last one, Dukkha Nirodha Gamini, Paṭivedha Ariya Satya. And this is Satya Jnana. After that, this is Paṭipatti. So Paṭipatti, this is Kicca Jnana. So Satya Jnana, Kicca Jnana. After that, Paṭivedha. Paṭivedha is Katta Jnana, is already understood, so already developed. Then in this way, 4 noble truths can be understood 12 methods. So here, that's why Yawa Kiwanja, Nya and Cha. So come together, become Wa to 1. And Yawa Kiwanja. We have to pronounce this one. Yawa Kiwanja me Bhikkhave Imesu Chatusu Ariya Satchesu. Here Chatu is number 4. That's why Chatusu Ariya Satchesu. A1 Tiparivattam. Here also what followed by the double T. What become what? Tiparivattam and Dvada Sakaran. Yeah, D and V come together. Dwa. So Dvada Sakaran. Dvadasa is 12. Yeah, Dvadasa is 12. So 4 noble truths are understood in 12 methods. Dvadasakaram, Yatha Bhutam, Jnana Dasanam, Na Suvisuddham Ahosi. Here also D and DH come together, double consonants. That's why su becomes soaked in the pronunciation, soaked. Suvisuddham ahosi. Suvisuddham ahosi. Neva tavaham bhikkhave sa devaki loki sa maraki sa brahmaki. Yeah, B R the double consonants. That's why bra. And also H and M, HMA. So it's become ma. So sa brahmaki, sa samana brahmaniya vajaya, sa deva manusaya, anuttaran sama sambodhin abhisambudhoti pajanyasin. this word contain the double consonants. So here, pa become pit. So pit, pa to pit, pachan. So here, cha also followed by the double nya. So chan, pachanya sing, like this. Pachanya sing. It's a little difficult. Abhisambudhoti pachanya sing, like this. Okay. Then the others are normal, not difficult. So that's I think we can read and we can know how we can pronounce ourselves. Okay, let's read together from the beginning. Ekam samayam bhagava varanasiyam viharati isi badani migadayi tattara kho bhagava pancavagiye bhikkhu amandesi dvimi bhikkhavi anda pabaji dena nasevitaba kadami dvi yo jayam kamisu kamasu kanliga nuyogo hino gammo photo janiko anariyo anatha sahido yo jayam atagilamatha nuyogo dukho anariyo anatha sahido Idiko bhikhavi ubo andi anupagamma majjhima paṭivedha tathagadena abhisambuddha chakku karani jnana karani upasamaya abhiññāya sambodhaya nibbānaya samvodati Kadama cha sa bhikhavi majjhima paṭivedha tathagadena abhisambuddha chakku karani jnana karani upasamaya abhiññāya sambodhaya nibbānaya samvodati ayamewa ariyo athangiko mago Seyaptidam Samma Ditti Samma Sankappo Samma Vaca Samma Kammanto Samma Ajivo Samma Vayamo Samma Sati Samma Samadhi Ayam Khosa Bhikhavi Majjhima Paṭivedha Tathagadena Abhisambuddha Chakku karani jnana karani upasamaya abhiññāya sambodhaya nibbānaya samvodati idam khobana bhikhavi dukkham ariya sajjam jadipi dukkha jarapi dukkha jadipi dukkha maranampi dukkham Abhiyehi sampayogo dukkho, piyehi vipayogo dukkho, yambicham nalabhati tambi dukkham, samkhitena panchupadana khanda dukkham. Idam khopana bhikhavi, dukkha samudayam ariya sajjam, yayam dana pono bhuika, Nandi raga sahagada tattara binandini siyatidam kamadana bhavadana vibhavadana idam khopana bhikhavi dukkha nirodham ariya sajjam yodasa yivadanaya asesa viraga nirodo Jago Patinisago Muddi Analayo Idam Khopana Bhikhavi Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Paṭivedha Ariya Sajjam Ayamewa Ariyo Athangiko Mago Seyatidam Samaditi Sama Sankapo Sama Vaja Sama Kamando Sama Ajiyo Sama Vayamo Sama Sati Sama Samadhi Idam Dukkam Ariya Sajandi Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Dam Khobanidam Dukkam Ariya Sajam Parinyanti Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Dam Khobanidam Dukkam Ariya Sajam Parinyatanti Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Idam Dukkha Samudayam Ariya Sajanti Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Dam Khobanidam Dukkha Samudaya Ariya Sajam Pahadabandi Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Dam Khobanidam Dukkha Samudaya Ariya Sajam Pahinanti Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Idam Dukkha Nirodham Ariya Sajanti Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Dam Khobanidam Dukkha Nirodham Ariya Sajam Sachikattabhandi Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Dam Khobanidam Dukkha Nirodham Ariya Sajam Sachikattanti Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Idam Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Paṭipatti Ariya Sajanti Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Dam Khobanidam Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Paṭipatti Ariya Sajam Bhavedabhandi Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Dam Khobanidam Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Paṭipatti Ariya Sajam Bhavedabhandi Me Bhikkhave Ubhiyanano Sudesu Dhammesu Chakhum Udabadi Jnana Udabadi Anya Udabadi Vija Udabadi Aloka Udabadi Java Givanja Me Bhikkhave Imesu Chatusu Ariya Sajesu Evan Dipariwadam Dwara Sakaram Yatha Buddham Jnana Dasanam Nasu Visuddha Ahosi Neva Dawaham Bhikkhave Sa Devaki Loki Sa Maraki Sa Brahmaki Sa Samana Brahmaniya Bhajaya Sa Deva Manusaya Anuttaram Sama Sambodhi Abhisambuddho Pajanyasim Yato Chakhomi Bhikkhave Imesu Jadusu Arya Sajesu Ewan Dipariwadan Dwara Sakaram Yatha Buddha Jnana Dasanam Suvi Sudha Ahosi Ataham Bhikkhave Sadevaki Loki Samaraki Sabramaki Sasamana Brahmaniya Bhajaya Sadeva Manusaya
Sharabaka Yadwa the Lamdi. Sharabaka Java.
Oh, sorry. Internet connection. Lost.
Sharabjam Yama. A minute.
Okay, so, 2 minutesကျန်သေးတယ်ဘယ်နားမှာရပ်သွားလဲဦးကြည့်ချင်း
တပီတော့လည်းဒီမှာပုံပြောလိုက်လို့တော်ဘာဖြစ်ပြီးဟိုနဲ့အမနွယ်တည်သူကတော့ပိုကျွမ်းတယ်မနွယ်ဘယ်နာso where it starts
I think the last noble truth
so you just open the one your slide is already there
yeah okay okay so I'll continue from this one Idam dukkha nirodham oh sorry I think the last one yeah Idam dukkha nirodha gamini Paṭipatti ariya sajjanti me bhikkhave Ubhiyanano sudesu dhammesu Chakkhun urabadi jnana urabadi Anya urabadi vijja urabadi Aloka urabadi Dham khopanidam Dukkha nirodha gamini Paṭipatti ariya sajjam Bhavedabandi me bhikkhave Ubhiyanano sudesu dhammesu Chakkhun urabadi jnana urabadi Anya urabadi vijja urabadi Aloka urabadi Dham khopanidam Dukkha nirodha gamini Paṭipatti ariya sajjam Bhavedabandi me bhikkhave Ubhiyanano sudesu dhammesu Chakkhun urabadi jnana urabadi Anya urabadi vijja urabadi Aloka urabadi Yawa kiwancha me bhikkhave Imesu jadusu ariya sajesu Ewan dipariwadan dwara sakaram Yatha Buddha jnana dasanam Nasuvi sudha ahosi Neva dawaham bhikkhave Sadevaki loki Samaraki sabramaki Sasamana brahmaniya bhajaya Sadeva manusaya Anuttaram sama sambodhi Abhisambuddho pajanyasim Yato chakhomi bhikkhave Imesu jadusu ariya sajesu Ewan dipariwadan dwara sakaram Yatha Buddha jnana dasanam Suvi sudha ahosi Ataham bhikkhave Sadevaki loki Samaraki sabramaki Sasamana brahmaniya bhajaya Sadeva manusaya Anuttaram sama sambodhi Abhisambuddho pajanyasim Jnanam Japana me dasana udabadi Agupa me vimudi Ayamandi ma jadi Nati dani puna bhavadi Idamo ja bhagava Adamana Panjavagiya bhikkhu Bhagavato basidam abhinandondi Ima samin Japana viyakarana samin Panyamani Ayasamato kondanyasa Virajan vidamalam Dhammajakun udabadi Yanginchi samudaya dhammam Sabandhan nirodha dhammanti Pavoti de Japana bhagavata dhammajaki Bhuma deva sada manusa visu Idam bhagavata varanasiyam Isi badane migadhaye Anudaran dhammajakam bhavodidam Aparivodiyam samanina va brahmanina va Devina va marina va Brahmuna va kina jiva loka samindi Umanam devanam sadam sudava Chatu maharajika deva sada manusa visum Idam bhagavata varanasiyam Isi badane migadhaye Anudaran dhammajakam bhavodidam Aparivodiyam samanina va brahmanina va Devina va marina va Brahmuna va kina jiva loka samindi Chadu Maharajikanan Devanam Sadan Sudava Tawadin Sa Deva Yama Deva Tusida Deva Nimanarati Deva Paranimida Vasawadi Deva Brahmagayika Deva Sadamanusa Visum Idam Bhagavata Varanasiyam Isi Badane Migadhaye Anudaran Dhammajakam Bhavodidam Aparivodidam Aparivodiyam Samanina va Brahmanina va Devina va Marina va Brahmuna va Kina Jiva Loka Samindi Itiha Dena Khanina Dena Layina Dena Muhodina Yava Brahma Loka Sado Abokachi Ayanja dasa sahasi loka dadu sankampi sampakampi sampavedi Abhamanocha ularo oba sologi padura hosi Adikama devanam devanubhavandi Athakho bhagava ima udana udanesi Anyasi wadabo kondanyo Anyasi wadabo kondanyo di Idihidam Aya samado kondanyasa Anyasi kondanyo dwewa nama ahosi Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so this is how to recite. Yeah, not difficult. So okay, we will. I think we can recite next time completely. We don't need to explain again. And then in this class, we can recite from beginning to the end.
Thank you, Sayadaw, for the lesson. I think we can now move on to the next section of our class, which is the lesson in the Abhidhamma. Sayadaw, would you like to move on to the begin the lesson? Thank you.
Okay, so let's start our today's Abhidhamma study. And last week, as a part of the class, analyze of the realities in the group of teaching. So as I mentioned in last week's lesson, the reality are explained in the Sutta too. Realities are explained in the Sutta too, but in the different name of groups. So the classification of aggregate is called Khanda, so Panchakhanda. And the name of Panchakhanda, the Buddha teach the discourses. There, if we understand the Abhidhamma teaching and we can apply the Buddha is teaching about their reality in their daily usage or common usage, so that the audience can understand in their common sense or the conceptual language. So if the Buddha used continuously about the terms or the specific terms for the Abhidhamma usage, only a few people can understand. So many will be ignoring about the teaching. That's why the Buddha used the conceptual knowledge and the daily usage. So the teaching of the Khanda, Panchakhanda comes. So even in the first Buddha discourse, there only the four noble truths comes. And that noble truths are defined as the Jati Dukkha, Jara Dukkha, etc. So in the reality, there's no Jati, there's no Jara like this in the group. But the Buddha used the conceptual knowledge which is used in the daily life of the beings. That's why the five ascetic group of Panchavakkhya, they could understand. Otherwise, if the Buddha say consciousness and mental factor, etc., at the moment, even for Panchavakkhya, it will be very difficult to understand, to follow the Buddha's teaching. So the teaching of the Sutta is to let the beings understand easily. So in the Sutta, we see many group of teachings related to the Abhidhamma. And also on the other hand, we can say that the Sutta teachings can be identified by the Abhidhamma teaching, Abhidhamma reality, if we understand properly. That's why in order to apply the Abhidhamma knowledge into the Sutta teaching, we study these two lessons of the analysis of the reality in the Abhidhamma into the group of teaching. So here last week we have finished the two groups, the Panchakhanda, about the aggregates. So in Sutta, many times it appears Rupa Khanda, Vedana Khanda, etc. And also sometimes Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, like this. And even in the second discourse of the Buddha, Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, the Buddha used the Rupa Bhikkhave Anatta, like this. Vedana Anatta, Sanya Anatta, like this. There's classification come in there. So yeah, if we recite the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, we will see how the Buddha preached the aggregates. And also there, if we identify by the reality, or the classification of aggregate can be identified by the realities. But still Nibbana become exclusion of the group of reality we already talked, so we will skip. And another group which is called the clinging aggregate, Panchuparana Khanda. In the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, they use the Sankittina Panchuparana Khanda Dukkha. Their Panchuparana Khanda refers to this Khanda, Rupuparana Khanda, Viranuparana Khanda, etc. So when we identify what are the Panchuparana Khanda, we get that 28 metta and 52 metta factors and 81 mundane consciousness, because there are supramundane 8 consciousness become the exclusion for the clinging aggregate group and Nibbana. So we understand by the word Panchuparana Khanda, the Buddha refers to the mundane materialities, mental factors, and consciousness, mundane consciousness, not referring to the supramundane consciousness and mental factors, and also not referring to Nibbana. So if we understand Abhidhamma teaching in this way, we understand the precise meaning of the sutta teaching. So very helpful knowledge. And then we will continue today about the ayatana. So ayatana are called bases in English. There are 12 ayatana. So if you are the one who recite the Patthana or who study the Patthana, this is very useful information. Because in Patthana, this ayatana repeatedly come. So Rupayatana, Chakku Viññāna, Dhatuya, like this. Rupayatana here, Chakku Viññāna, Dhatuya, Tansamyutakana, Dhammana, like this. In this way, many times ayatana, the word ayatana appears. And also in the sutta teaching, there Rupayatana many times comes, and also another in other places it comes like the Chakkundariyan, like this Indriya, by the word Indriyas. So they are the same if you can identify by their ultimate reality. The Buddha used the different usage because the beings, according to their nature, according to their regional usage, they're familiar with the different usage. So if Buddha used the usage familiar to them, it's easy to understand. Easy to understand. So Buddha changed the usage, but the referent reality are the same. Because the ultimate reality cannot be extended. We cannot add more ultimate reality. So for the 28 metta, we have only 28. We cannot make 29 because this is ultimate nature. Already they identified by their specific nature. For the conceptual usage, we can extend many things by different names or analyzing. But for the ultimate reality, already fixed by their ultimate nature. That's why we cannot add more, and also we cannot remove any of the ultimate reality. That's why if you study Abhidhamma, it's the a very interesting formulation. So here there are 12 ayatana, 6 ayatana are internal, so internal basis. In Pāli, they are called Ajjatika Ayatana. Ajjatika is internal. Ayatana, Ajjatika Ayatana. And for the external basis, 6 external basis is called the Bahira Yatana. So Bahira is outside. So Ajjatika inside, Bahira outside. So the 6 are considered as external. Altogether 12. Let's see the name first, Chakkayatana, eye base. So we can identify in our body, there is eye base, which is in our eyeball, which the sensitivities. So the materiality, sensitive materiality, which can capture the visible form, that is called eye sensitivity in Abhidhamma. That eye sensitivity is explained in the sutta by the usage of eye base. It's called Chakkayatana. So actually, its name is called Chakku Pasara. So Pasara is clearness or clarity. Very clear, the crystal clear materiality. That because it is clear, it can capture to the visible form. So for the visible form here, Rupayatana. Visible form is considered as the color and shape together like this. So this is eye sensitivity. So eye sensitivity is called eye base Chakkayatana. We can identify in our life. So through the study of Abhidhamma, you should reflect about the reality in the real life. If you connect the teaching of Abhidhamma and your life, real life. So Abhidhamma teaching become easier and your daily life become clear. You know, without understanding Abhidhamma, many things confuse and complicated. We cannot understand. From the Abhidhamma perspective, they all become clear according to its nature. So iron base or iron sensitivity, it works to capture the visible form as it is object. This is its work. That's why we want to see or we don't want to see. If we open the eye, there's something come into our present. We see like this. So this is the work of the eye base. So Chakkhayatana. In the same way, ear base Sotayatana. This is also ear sensitivity. And Karnayatana, nose base and nose sensitivity. Jivayatana, tongue base, Jiva Pasara, tongue sensitivity, and Kaya Yatana, body base, and Kaya Pasara, body sensitivity. So here, from 1 to 5 types of sensitivities. Among the 28 materiality, these are materiality group. Among the 28 materiality, there are 5 types of sensitivity. So we can get the number and then the classification of sensitive metta or sensitive materialities. We get the number 5. So they are not, difficult to understand. We see the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. Because they are sensitive, materiality of sensitivity, they can capture their object, although they are materiality. So here, 5 materialities. And number 6, Rupayatana. This is the visible form. So visible form base. It can be the base. Why we call the base here Ayatana? So they are the base of the consciousness, the base of the citta. So based upon the eye sensitivity and visible form, eye consciousness arises. Without the base of eye sensitivity and visible form, eye consciousness cannot arise. Meaning that without object and without eye sensitivity, you cannot see. So seeing is the work of consciousness. Seeing is the work of consciousness. So when the eye consciousness arises, eye consciousness performs the function of seeing. That's why we see. So let's take a note here. Seeing is the work of consciousness. When eye consciousness arises, it performs the function of seeing. So we see. Thus, eye consciousness can arise based upon the eye sensitivity and eye visible form. In the absence of any condition, eye consciousness cannot arise, and also we cannot see. That is why the eye sensitivity and visible form are considered as a base, ayatana. This is the reason why we call base ayatana. And in the same way, when the ear consciousness arises, we hear the sound. So in order to arise ear consciousness, the conditions are ear sensitivity. There must be ear sensitivity. If ear sensitivity damaged, so eardrum and damaged, you cannot hear. And also if there is no sound, you cannot hear. So coming together two conditions, ear sensitivity and sound base, the ear consciousness arises. Then we hear, because the ear consciousness performs the function of hearing. Hearing is the function of the ear consciousness. So satta, sound, also one of the base. And ghana and smell. So coming together of the two conditions, nose sensitivity and smell, Gandhayatana. So without the smell, we cannot know the smell. That's why coming together of no sensitivity and smell basis, it become the smell and consciousness, and we can smell. Then tongue sensitivity and taste. So taste is also materialities. So then taste and tongue sensitivity coming together and give rise there the tongue consciousness. We call tongue consciousness, and then we know the taste. After that, number 10 is the Paṭipatti. This is tangible base. So tangibility is something can be understood, can be aware through the touching. It is called the tangible object, tangible base. In the ultimate realities, it is a group of elements, which is called dhatu. So Patavi dhatu, Vayo dhatu, and Tejo dhatu. 3 elements come together and perform the function of tangibility. So this is called the Paṭipatti. In the Paṭipatti, we have to know that 3 materialities consist of. So without the Patavi hardness or the movement or the heat or cold, we cannot know. We cannot know through touching. So what we can touch means that we touch the group of elements. We know through the touching the group of elements. It is called the tangibility. So in the group of external base, 5 external base here, Rupayatana, Saddhayatana, Gandhayatana, Rasayatana, Paṭipatti. So former 4 have the each one materialities, and the last one consists of 3 materialities. That's why for 5 ayatana, there are 7 materialities. They are called the objective materialities. So objective materiality 7 and sensitive materiality 5. Altogether 12 materialities. So now we can count the 12 materialities. This information is very important if you learn about the materialities. And also if you learn about the object, what is the object like this? This information are very important. That's why I bring the former into the former class. So now we understand the former 10 ayatana consist of 12 materialities. Because the last one, number 10, the Paṭipatti consists of 3 elements. That's why 10 ayatana become 12 materialities according to the realities. So if we count by the name of ayatana, only 10. If we take off the ultimate reality from these terms, and we get the 12 materialities. So 5 sensitivities, sensitive matters, and 7 objective matters. So only 2 remain. 11 manayatana. This is mind-based. Mind-based here refers to 89 consciousness. All consciousness are called mind-based. And Dhammayatana, the mental object-based. So these are the mental object which can be aware, which can be understood through only mind. That's why mental object. So 52 Chittasika mental factors. Then among the 28 materialities, if we already counted the 12 materiality, so the remaining 16 out of the 28, yeah, remaining 16, they are called the subtle matter because they are gross matter. That's why they can be known, they can pass to the materiality to another materiality and give rise to consciousness. For them, they cannot touch to the other materiality. They can touch only to the consciousness. They can be the object of the consciousness. So for the subtle matter 16, we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot get the smell. We just can know by their only consciousness. So they are the object of mind, consciousness. So 16, subtle matter, Sukkuma Rupa, and Nibbana. So altogether, they are on 69. Yeah, 69 ultimate realities here for the Dhammayatana. So in this way, we can identify each of the ayatana, each of the name of ayatana by their realities. So if you have this table, and then you can identify. So when you see in the Sutta, Saddha Yatana, so it means sound. So you can understand that is sound, the reality of sound. And if you see the Manayatana, it is called the consciousness, referring to consciousness, you understand. So this is the classification of ayatana. The Buddhas many times use the classifications of ayatana in the Sutta. Okay, so another classification is dhatu. So now you see for the dhatu is 18 elements. 18 elements. So more number. What is the reason of making more number? It means that some beings, some individual can understand if they listen the brief explanation. They prefer the brief explanation, then they understand. And some cannot understand in the brief explanation. When they are defined on in the middle length, the medium version, they understand. And some cannot understand the brief version and the medium version. They understand only when the explanation comes in detail. So in large version. That's why Buddha made the three versions. For those who understand in brief version, the Buddha gave the discourse related to the khanda and upadana khanda. So the five, only number 5. So they it constitutes their suitable for their preference of brief explanation. That's why if the individual who like the brief version, brief explanation, when they hear about the khanda explanation, they can easily understand. And for those who adapt to the medium version, the Buddha used the ayatana explanation. Using the version of ayatana, then they understand easily. Then for those who prefer the detailed explanation, large version, the Buddha used the element discourse related to the elements. So at that time, the being understand. So this is the power of the Buddha. Buddha can analyze, can penetrate the nature of the beings. Only Buddha has this kind of knowledge. So at the time of the Buddha, many people, many beings are able to understand the noble truth because Buddha was very skillful teacher to penetrate the nature of the being and identify this being is suitable for this kind of discourse. This being suitable for another discourse like this. And give the proper discourse. That's why beings can understand for noble truth. So we already missed the team. We can learn the Buddha's teaching. Okay, so let's see the last version of the teaching. This is called the elements, dhatu, desana. So there are 18 dhatu. Then the former 10 dhatu are same as the ayatana. So not difficult. Chakku dhatu, same. Chakku pasara, eye sensitivity, like this. So the name change, chakkayatana to chakku dhatu. So chakku dhatu, sota dhatu, gana dhatu, jiva dhatu, kaya dhatu, for referring to the 5 sensitive matter, like the ayatana, same. Then for the rupa dhatu, sada dhatu, gana dhatu, rasa dhatu, paṭivedha dhatu, same. The 7 objects objective materialities. So altogether 12 materialities are named as the 10 dhatu, same as the ayatana. So the difference will come here that for the 10 dhatu material elements same, but Dhamma dhatu and Dhammayatana same. The last one here 18. The last one Dhamma dhatu. This also same as the Dhammayatana. So the only difference comes Manayatana. In the ayatana classification, only one Manayatana. It is divided into 7 mind consciousness elements, Satta Vijnana Dhatu. So here, the 89 consciousness become the 7 elements of Chakku Vijnana Dhatu, Sota Vijnana Dhatu, Kana Vijnana Dhatu, Jinwa Vijnana Dhatu, Kaya Vijnana Dhatu, Mano Dhatu, and Mano Vijnana Dhatu. So by following this classification of the dhatu, we can classify the 89 consciousness into 7 types. So this is also very useful. So here, Chakku Vijnana dhatu reference to the Chakku Vijnana, eye consciousness. There are 2 eye consciousness. By these 2 eye consciousness, we can see. So why this become 2? It means that eye consciousness are resultant consciousness. So resultant, they are produced by the wholesome and unwholesome karma, kusala and akusala karma. So when akusala karma produce, it is called the akusala vipaka. When we see something undesirable, unpleasant, that is the akusala karma consciousness, akusala vipaka consciousness, sorry. So because it's see, we can say it is eye consciousness. The object is undesirable, unpleasant. That is why we can recognize this eye consciousness is produced by akusala karma, unwholesome consciousness, unwholesome resultant consciousness. Yeah, like this. And also sometimes we see the desirable and pleasant object. At that time, the pleasant object, seeing the pleasant object, unconsciousness is produced by the wholesome karma, kusala karma. Because of kusala karma, we see desirable one. So that unconsciousness is regarded as the result of wholesome karma, kusala vipaka. So unconsciousness can be in 2 types: akusala vipaka, unconsciousness, and kusala vipaka, unconsciousness. Both unconsciousness perform the function of seeing. In this case, no difference. Only their cause is different. So here, 2 consciousness are identified as unconsciousness. They perform the seeing function. And another 2, ear consciousness elements. They are ear consciousness because they perform the function of hearing. Also can be different in according to their condition. So unwholesome karma and wholesome karma produce the different types. That's why akusala vipaka, sota vijnana, kusala vipaka, sota vijnana. In this way, become 2 types. Then in the same way, the Gana Vijnana, which knows the smell. So by the consciousness, we know the smell. That is called the nose consciousness. In the Sutta, use the Gana Vijnana. So Gana Vijnana, Dhatu. And Jinva Vijnana, tongue consciousness, by that we know the taste. We know the taste by the tongue consciousness. Then we know the tangible object through the touching. Something is painful or something is pleasant. We know that is body consciousness. So it is called the Kaya Vijnana Dhatu, the body consciousness. In this way, a 5 group of 2 consciousness They are called eye consciousness 2, ear consciousness 2, nose consciousness 2, and tongue consciousness 2, body consciousness 2. They are collectively called the 2 sets of 5-fold sense consciousness in Abhidhamma. They are Dvipancha Vijnana, performing different functions. So seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and knowing the touch. So they perform the different functions. That's why they are classified into different types. In this way, we get the 5 types of consciousness for their dhatu classification. Then number 16, Mano Dhatu, mind element. This is the 3 consciousness, the group of 3 consciousness that support in the process of these 5. So they are just the supporting factors of the 5 process. So when eye consciousness arises, and they need the support of their 5 door apparent of the receiving the function. These functions are needed to accomplish this function. That's why a mind element or Mano Dhatu, we can understand the supporting factors of their former 5 process. But still, these 3 have the different nature, performing different function. Here, 5 dot apparent. When they are considered as 5 door here: eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, and body door in our body. And the objects, different objects here, visible form, sound, smell, taste, and tangible object, they come to our mind through the door. So visible form come through the eye door, sound through the ear door, smell through the nose door, taste through the tongue door, and tangible object come through the body door. So through the 5 doors, when the objects are introduced, the mind, according to its nature, it turns into the objects. Without turning, we cannot know. That's why our mental process turns into the object to pay attention. That is considered as the advertent. Because the doors introduced by the object are 5 doors. Yeah, eye, ear, nose, tongue, and bodies are 5 doors. That's why that kind of advertent is called the 5 dot advertent. Now, this is a kind of consciousness. This function is done by the specific kinds of consciousness. Then, after seeing or hearing, nose, smelling, tasting, and knowing the touching, after that, according to the nature, the receiving consciousness arises, performing the function to receive the object. And these are 2 types in the akusala vipaka and kusala vipaka. So altogether, 3 consciousness perform the part of the function of the 5 process. They are not exactly the same with the former 5 group, and also the same with the Mano Vijnana Dhatu, the last one. And that's why they come in the different specific group. So they are called Mano Dhatu. Mano Dhatu, when you see the Mano Dhatu, when you recite the Patthana, you see the Mano Dhatu, Samyuttaka Dhamma, Mano Vijnana Dhatu. In that Pāļi text, Mano Dhatu referring to the one of the 3 consciousness, like this. And the last one, so here, 10 for the former group, 10 consciousness for former group, and then the 3 consciousness for Mano Dhatu, altogether 13 consciousness already counted. So if we substitute 13 consciousness from the 89, so the remaining 76 consciousness, they have the specific nature to perform in their function. So they are called the Mano Vijnana Dhatu. To know the Dhamma Dhatu, they perform to understand the Dhamma Dhatu. So in this way, 89 consciousness, which is regarded manayatana in the classification of ayatana, is classified into 7 viññāna dhatu, 7 viññāna dhatu, 7 types of consciousness. In this way, the 12 ayatana become 18 elements, but both classification are referring to the ultimate reality. So counted the former 10, 12 materialities, and the last one, Dhamma Dhatu 16, altogether 28 materialities already count. And for the consciousness here, in the ayatana classification, manayatana, in the Dhatu classification, 11 to 17, 7 Dhatu are referring to the 89 consciousness. So we get the 89 consciousness. After that, in the Mano Dhatu, 52 mental factors, then Nibbana. So Citta, Cittasika, Rupa, Nibbana, all ultimate reality are enumerated in their classification of ayatana and elements. Okay, so now you understand by seeing the reference ultimate reality and the usage in the sutta. So about the ayatana and element dhatu. So for the last one, let's go to last one. This is the very popular one, Chattari Sajjani. So in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, it says that Ariya Sajjani. Here, Dukkha Ariya Sajjan, Dukkha Samudaya Ariya Sajjan, Dukkha Nirodha Ariya Sajjan, Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Paṭivedha Ariya Sajjan. In the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the usage count. But if we count it, we make sample here, Dukkha Sajja, Samudaya Sajja, Nirodha Sajja, and Magga Sajja. So Magga Sajja and Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Paṭivedha Ariya Sajjan, the same. The only the way of expression difference. Magga and Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Paṭivedha, same. So you have to take a note of this one, Magga Sajja. Sometimes lost for the different usage. Because they are also the wa is you ariyo atangiko maggo. Taking the wa, we use the Magga Sajja to shorten the usage. In the sutta, it used the complete expression of the complete name of the Sajja. Okay, so now we will study what are the reality for the specific Sajja truth. Yeah, Dukkha Sajja, the first noble truth of suffering, is expressed in the sutta, Jatipi Dukkha, Jarapi Dukkha, Vyadipi Dukkha, Maranampi Dukkha, like this. And in conclusion, it says there are Sankittina Panchuparana Dukkha. So Panchuparana, as I mentioned in the clinging aggregate, referring to the mundane consciousness, 81. So 81 mundane consciousness and associated mental factors, because when consciousness arises, it arises with the mental factor, Cittasika. So associated mental factors, but because here the lobha, greed, by the name of craving, it will come in the second noble truth. That's why it becomes exception here. So 81 consciousness and then except lobha, 51 mental factor. Then all materiality, all matters, 28 matters. They are the classification of Dukkha Sajja under the name of Dukkha Sajja. If we say Dukkha Sajja, it refers to the group of ultimate reality, mundane group. Then for the Samudaya Sajja, second one, it refers to the craving. In the sutta, it is mentioned that they are Kama Tanna, Bhava Tanna, Vibhava Tanna in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. But the same, there is all included under the classification, under the name of Tanna. Tanna is translated as craving. But in the actual case, it refers to the mental factors of greed, which is called lobha. This is a kind of mental factors. So With these mental fetters or greed altogether, 52 mental fetters already counted here. Then Nibbana. So Nibbana is called Nirodha Satya. In the Sutta, it's just mentioned the Yotasa, Yiva, Tanaya, Asesa, Viraga, Nirodha, etc. This final succession of the craving and the suffering produced by craving. The former true, noble truth is called the Nirodha Satya, succession, and it is referring to the ultimate reality of Nibbana. So Nibbana is, some people, they misunderstand Nibbana is nothingness. Actually, nothingness is a kind of concept, Pariyatti, not the Nibbana. Nibbana has the nature of ultimate reality, nature of ultimate peace. Nature of ultimate peace. That is called Nibbana, according to the ultimate realities. So Nibbana, because here it says the noble truth, not just the philosophical usage or the conceptual usage only. This is really Assyrian. Because of that, is called the noble truth. So Nibbana. Then Magga Satya, or the noble truth of the will leading to the cessation of suffering. So Noble Eightfold Path. In the Noble Eightfold Path, in the Sutta, we already recited that Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vaca, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. This is the name. If we identify by the ultimate reality, here you have to take a note. Samma Ditti refers to Panya. Panya means wisdom. Wisdom, faculty, mental fetters. All are mental fetters. So Samma Ditti refers to Panya. Samma Sankappa refers to Vitakka. Vitakka is translated as initial application. Initial application, Vitakka. Then Samma Vaca, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, they have the same name with the Sutta expression. Then Samma Vayama refers to Viriya. The mental fetters of Viriya, which is translated as effort or energy. Viriya, mental fetters. Then Samma Sati is Sati, mindfulness. Sati. And Samma Samadhi, there's no Samadhi mental fetters. Samma Samadhi refers to their Ekagata, which is translated as one-pointedness. One-pointedness. So these all 8 fetters reference to the mental fetters. So specific mental fetter are associated with the 4-part consciousness, Magga consciousness. When the Sotapaddi Magga arises, the 8 mental fetters come together. They are called Noble Eightfold Path. When Sakaragami Magga arises, the 8th fetter, or Anagami Magga, Arhata Magga. So whenever the path consciousness arises, the 8 specific mental fetter arise together. They are called the Magga Satya. So this is how we can identify the 4 noble truths in the ultimate realities. But to complete all 4 ultimate realities, such a classification cannot cover all. Here, when the consciousness arises, they always arise with the mental fetters. So here also, when Magga 4-part consciousness arises, altogether 36 mental fetters accompany. But among the 36 mental fetters, only 8 are regarded as the Magga Satya. So the remaining, and also the consciousness itself, become exception. So exclusion of Four Noble Truths. And then for when the Paṭipatti arises, also here, no Paṭipatti mentioned. For the first Noble Truth, only the mundane consciousness, not supramundane. So here also only Metta consciousness. So for the Paṭipatti consciousness itself and the mental factor, all 37 become exception here. So exclusion of the Noble Truth is two groups, the Metta Cittubhara 29 and Paṭipatti 37. For the beginner, it is not easy to understand what are these. Okay, after studying the chapter 2, all will become clear. So you just need to review, and then you will understand the explanation. Because in the chapter 2, we explain the arising of the consciousness with the associated, specific associated mental factors, how they arise, and how many mental factors can accompany by the specific consciousness like this. We will study in the chapter 2. So here, what we have to focus is the reality that identifying the Noble Truth by the specific name. Okay, so whenever we see the dukkha satya, so this referring to the group of ultimate reality related to the mundane, so mundane level. And when we see the samudaya or the origin of suffering, it refers to the craving or the mental factors of greed. And when we see the nirodha satya, nirodha, dukkha nirodha, this referring to the nibbana. If it is not referring to nibbana, that is not really cessation. It is just misunderstanding still. So sometimes we escape from the suffering. So we have some disease, and then after taking medicine, and we release from that disease. No more disease. We say that I am out of suffering, that's suffering. But actually, they're not really out of suffering. It is only the changing the situation. So we discomfort situation to a comfort situation become. So this is not referring to nibbana. Then for the magga, I like this. So this explanation you can keep, and you can review after studying the chapter 2, and you will fully understand what they are talking. So okay, now for the explanation of the classification in the different types, this is enough. So I'm going to stop here my explanation. So let's continue to the Q&A session. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we stop there.